Hey everyone, welcome back to Knit and Spin for Fun podcast. I'm Kirsten, also known as Knit and Spin for Fun on Ravelry. Today is March 31st, 2013, and happy Easter! So, yeah, happy Easter to everyone. Just to let you guys know that, again, I am recording on Sundays now. I'm not recording on Saturdays anymore because, again, it seems like I have more time on Sundays to do stuff than on Saturdays. So, let's get that out there again. But anyways, I hope you guys are having a fabulous Easter. Today, what I'm doing for Easter is church, food, family, the show, and that's basically it. So that's a basic Easter. When I was little, I used to go like Easter egg hunts, but I don't do that anymore. Plus, I used to dye eggs and stuff, but again, I just don't do that anymore. But anywho, that's, I guess, let's get into the show. So for thank yous for this week, I just want to say thank you to everyone who's been commenting on Instagram. I have an Instagram account. It's 1D Kirsten. Again, please go and follow me. I'll put my 1D Kirsten thing right here, my username, so you can go on Instagram and find me. I post daily pictures every day of what I do and stuff like that, so please go and follow me. And Knittables has been commenting on some of my stuff, and Crafty Pancakes, and Knitting Wolf, and my friends and stuff like that. So please go and follow me. I'll show you guys what my profile actually looks like so you can go and check me out. So if it can load here. Instagram's actually being very slow lately. I don't know why, but this is what my Instagram looks like, so you can go and check me out. So I just post like daily photos of my dog, of the trip that I went on, stuff like that, my cousins, and just all types of fun stuff so you can go and see. So I just want to say thank you to those people who have been following me, and that's basically just it for thank yous for this week. So I guess we can get on to the show, the other part of the show. So, and by the way, I'm going to be turning around a lot today because I don't know, because my bed's back here and I don't have a table to put anything on because my room, it's like so small and I don't have barely any room, so I'm going to be turning around a lot today. So if that turns you off, I'm sorry. But anywho, let's get on to works in progress. So I'm still working on the sweater. While I was on my trip, I'll explain more about the trip later on in the other stuff section of the show. But while I was on my trip, I did not get any knitting done. I only probably got maybe 5 rows, and that's about it of something. That's like basically nothing for me. So I barely got any knitting done. I wish I got more done because while I was driving to Lake Havasu, my grandma was driving. While we were driving to Lake Havasu, I forgot my knitting with me. I'm like, oh darn, because Lake Havasu is like a 2.5 hour drive from Bullhead City. But anyways, I'm knitting on the Buttony Sweater by Katie Marcus. If you don't know what it looks like, search it up in Ravelry and you can see it there. It's a free pattern on Ravelry as well. I would pull it up for you guys, but I think, yeah, I have the pattern here, by the way, so I can show you. I actually printed out the pattern and I actually look on the tablet for it. So this is what it looks like. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. It's a very nice pattern. It is kind of confusing. What I mean by that is you have to do all the math. You have to figure out on when to divide for the sleeves. You have to figure out when you're supposed to do a buttonhole. It's basically you are designing a sweater, but just a little bit of help from the information that the pattern designer gives you, which is actually kind of cool because you can actually learn something from this pattern. But anyway, so again, I did not get any knitting done, but yesterday, the night I got back from my trip, and yesterday I was knitting all day long. Well, not all day long, but probably all afternoon, all night long. But anyways, I just knitted, and I actually got to where I did divide for the sleeves. So as you can see, there are my sleeves. I backward loop cast on 16 stitches for the underarm. And then when you do the armholes, you pick those up and you decrease for the arm. So it fits. It does not really. It's very snug when I put it on this short. what is this called, short needle, but I'd put it on a longer needle, but it was a smaller size, and it fit beautifully. So, and it's supposed to cross over like this, and the other side has the buttons on it, so all the buttons go down in one direction, but this is what half of it looks like. I'm not going to put on the other half because it's going to be too tight with the short cable. But I really like it. It fits wonderfully. The yarn is absolutely gorgeous. It's a Knit Picks City Tweed in the Orca colorway. Finally looked up what it was called. But anyways, it looks wonderful. It's very warm. I'm definitely going to be wearing this next winter, probably to school and to other stuff. So nice. It's almost like a sweatshirt almost. Feels like a sweatshirt to me, but it fits over everything. It's very nice, and I'm definitely going to recommend this pattern to any one of you guys if you are looking for a nice, cool pattern. So again, that's knit on size US 8 5.0 millimeter, and these are my, I think they're Susan Bates old circular needles. So actually these are pretty good needles for how cheap they are, but I'm thinking about going to Joann's and getting a different set of needles because these make too much of a noise. Like when you knit with them, like you hear this clicking all the time when you knit with metal needles. So I'm probably going to go over to Joann's soon with my dad because my dad actually wants a pair of needles, and yes, he does knit, but I want a pair too because these are too short, plus they make too much noise while I knit with them. So I'm definitely going to probably get more size US 8 needles with that. So, and this is actually my second ball of the Knit Picks City Tweed. I have, I think, 9 balls of this, and I'm definitely going to be getting through all of them basically. So this is my second one that I'm going through. I just started this one, I think, last night. So again, this is a wonderful pattern. It's the Buttony Sweater by Katie Marcus, and go and check it out on Ravelry. So that's it for works in progress for this week. I do not have any FOs. Again, barely any knitting done this week, and I just don't have any. So it's kind of odd for me because I always try to get an FO done every single week to show you guys something, and plus I love all the finished objects so I can put them away and save them and look at them. But anywho, let's get on to spinning. Now, I did not do any spinning this week, like I said, because I was on a trip. I was just can't bring my wheel with me. So my fiber and my bottom is in the same spot like it was last week. So this is the, let me see. It's the Fiber Garden Caramel Apple. It's the Fiber Garden fiber, and it is in the caramel apple colorway. So literally I can get this done. I did spin up the rest of this tonight and probably get this supplied by next week. So that's my goal, is to get this done, whacked, soaked, whatever, show you guys next week, because I want to start on something else. I actually want to do a couple of art yarns from the Stacy Jogs, or I forgot what her name is, but you know what the book is, Spin Art. So I want to spin a couple of yarns out of there. I have some bats that I have, so I can spin with that. So yeah, so again, no spinning because how could I if I was on a trip, but I just want to show you guys on what I was actually spinning at the moment. So again, it's the Fiber Garden 100% wool. It's not super washed, it's just plain old wool, and the caramel apple colorway. And I'm trying to spin in a worsted weight, like as a single. It's not really a worsted weight single, but a sport weight single. So I can spin it up into maybe a worsted or heavy worsted weight. So I can make like a monster out of it or whatever. So anyways, that's it for spinning. Now on to what's next. A couple of days ago, I went on to Ravelry and I made up a list. It's actually in this bag, which is not supposed to be. I made up a list of what I need to knit before the display comes in July. Now, again, if you're a new viewer, I'm having a display in July at the Laughlin Library of showing all of my stuff that I do, like all my spinning, all my sewing, all my knitting, all the finished objects that I've been basically knitting and sewing and spinning. So I was thinking to myself, well, I have a lot of FOs, but a lot of the FOs are from when I didn't really know how to knit, or they just don't look right because they didn't have the right yarn or the right needle size. So I was saying, well, I need to knit a lot of things. So I came up with a list of what I need to do, and so let me read it to you. So I want to do the Bucru pattern. I don't know who the not author, the designer of it is. That pattern was given to me by Knittables, I think back in October. So I want to do Candy Cornelius. Again, these are just like little small projects that I could whip out maybe in a couple days, and they're really cute. And plus, the library that I'm displaying at, there's a lot of children that go there, so I think they'll really like Candy Cornelius. So I'm going to do Candy Cornelius, and then I also want to do the Earthen by Alice Plummer or something like that. I want to do that one again, super quick project that I can do. I love to make hats and love to put buttons on them, because I think if you just add a button to a hat, it really makes a hat. So let me put my mouse so it doesn't log me off of the recording anyways. But anywho, also I want to do the Feckle Tone by Susan Musqua. Some weird name, yeah, Musqua. I think that's some mitts, some fingerless mitts. They're very cute. I think this calls for a sport or a worsted weight, and like in a colorful colorway. And I definitely have a lot of hand spun that's in a colorful colorway that I can do, and some other yarns as well. Also want to do the Elephant by Susan B. Anderson. That's like one of my top ones that I want to do. I want to do the Wrap Me Up Puppies by Susan B. Anderson again. Those are just like a little puppy in a blanket, and I think it's in the Itty Bitty Toys book, which I have. So, and I also want to do the Rainbow Marley by Susan B. Anderson. And as you can tell, Susan B. Anderson is one of my favorite knitting designers. And I also want to do the Daybreak by Stephen West, which I had the pattern for. It's over there in the same spot like last week where I left it. And then I want to do the Confetti, the Zombie Cat by Amy Splinter of the Stocking Zombies podcast. So that's the list of what I need to get done before July. And I know I can do it because it's just April, so April, May, June, July. So I have like probably around 2.5 months to get all that stuff done. I'm pretty sure that I'm going to get done the Bucru, the Earthen, the Elephant. I'm definitely going to get all these projects done right here, but these patterns right here are probably the Daybreak. Probably not going to get the Daybreak done because it's a shawl, and again, I can knit a shawl pretty quickly, but I want to get a lot of these stuff done. So that's of what's next, of what I'm going to do basically before July. Now off to sewing for this week. So last week I showed you the shorts that I bleached, and I went to Walmart and I tried to again look for stones. I don't know if I talked about this yet, but I think I just showed you like the little bows, the little black and white bows I was going to replace of the studs. So again, I went to Walmart last week and they didn't have any studs, and same with Joann's and all the rest of the store. So, and then I found these little black and white bows in the sewing section of Walmart, because my Walmart has a sewing section in it, and I replaced that instead of the studs, and actually I like it a lot better than the studs. So are you ready to see it? So this is what it looks like. So I replaced the studs, and I replaced these bows instead of the studs, again because I couldn't find any, and plus I think it's actually a lot cuter than the studs. I don't know why, they just look very cute and girly, and they just look absolutely cute. I love how it has a little pearl in the middle of the bow. So, and I did like a diagonal pattern of them, so, and I didn't have any fabric glue on hand, so I just used hot glue gun, and I hope the hot glue gun will stay if I ever wash these, because, you know, I want them to stay on. So I hope the hot glue stays on there. I know you're not supposed to put hot glue on stuff, but what can you do if you don't have regular fabric glue on hand? So again, I just used hot glue for the little bows. So I think it's very cute. Again, these are very short shorts. So they're not, well, they come up like, this is kind of TMI here, but they come up like to your butt cheek a little bit. So that's not really too short, but if you were like in your bikini or whatever, and you want to put something over your bikini so you can go and head out to the store or whatever if you're on the beach. You can always put these over them. So that's what I'm probably going to do this summer, because my grandma's talking about that she wants to take me to Florida this year, which I would absolutely love, because I went out to Florida back in, wow, I think when I was 7, 8, and 9. I think no, 6, 7, and 8. I went to Florida for those 3 years, and I love Florida. I think Florida is absolutely fabulous place to be. So she's been talking about, oh, let's go to Florida this year, blah blah blah. I'm like, well, how are you gonna afford it? Like, tickets are so expensive. And she says, well, we can figure out a way, and blah blah blah. So the other night, me and her were looking at tickets online, and we found a ticket that was round trip for like $200, and I'm like, wow, you should just snag that right away. So, but she says, oh no, that's a little bit too much. See if I can find a cheaper one. I'm like, Grandma, that's the cheapest out there. But anywho, I don't know how I got onto Florida there. But again, these are the shorts. I love how the bows are on there. They're absolutely cute. I might post a picture here of what they look like on, so you can see what they look like. So they're super cute, and they sort of smell like bleach, and I did wash them again, but what can you do? But they don't sting anywhere else, so that's good. And also, I just sprayed them in the back where the pockets are. So that's enough about the shorts, but I just want to show you guys what I did to make it a little bit more cuter. Now on to, again, more sewing. I'm going to start on the rag quilt. I showed you guys the fabric last week. I'm going to cut out the squares today when I have time, like probably after this, because my parents are gone out somewhere and I'm here by myself with my brother. Actually, my brother's just in his room, which is right behind that wall. But anyways, I'm going to probably cut this after I record. I'm probably do 5 by 5 inch squares or 8 by 8 inch squares for the rag quilt. So I'm actually very excited about rag quilts, because rag quilts, they are very easy. They're just plain stitching that you can get one done probably in an evening if you work on it all day. So I'm definitely going to cut out this fabric as soon as possible so I can get started on that. So again, I just picked out like this Kelly green, this like light blue, this green with the, butterflies on it, and then like this cream, and then this cream color with dark brown, light brown, Kelly green, and the blue. So definitely going to cut that fabric out soon so I can get starting on that. And also I want to start sewing a bag. That's why I got this batting last week as well. So I'm going to probably work on the bag today. It's just a little purse. It's a very cute purse. I found it on Pinterest.com. You can follow me on there as well. But I really love that bag. It's super cute. I think I'm going to put in Velcro because it doesn't really zip or snap or anything, but you'll see what it looks like next week when it's all finished. So I hope I can get it done by next week. I'm not sure. But that's it for sewing for this week. Let's see what else I can talk about. I'm actually going to skip Midnight Stories to the end because sort of goes with my, recap of my trip. But anyways, I'm going to go into the other subsection of the show, so finally the last part. If you didn't guys know, but last week I told you guys I'm trying to redecorate my room. I'm trying to make it into like a 1930s, 1940s, 1950s type of room. So I have tons of black and white pictures. I have Marilyn Monroe pictures, if you didn't know, but I love Marilyn Monroe. I think she's wonderful. I love all her styles and looks and all that type of jazz. But I have the Marilyn Monroe picture hanged up right where my crafting area is right now, and that's one I showed you guys last week. And then my new picture of Marilyn Monroe that I got yesterday looks like this. So that's what my new picture looks like of Marilyn Monroe, and that goes right above my bed. And the little saying on it says, "It's all make-believe, isn't it?" So I thought that was a cute saying. I got the picture last week of Marilyn Monroe in the knitted sweater from Walmart for only $11, and then this one I got at what is that store called? something coat. I don't know. Gosh, I forgot. I hate when I forget stuff. But anyways, it's some coat store. I forgot what it's called, but I got that one for only $20 at some coat factory. I don't know, something coat factory. But anyways, I got that one yesterday at something coat factory. Again, that's only $20. But I really like that one because I also have another, like a Seine picture that I have, and I have like a lot of black and white in my room, so that extra pop of pink really makes my room at night. And also I put these lights, these Christmas lights, around my whole wall. So yeah, I'm very, very excited because I'm actually getting 2 pictures from Amazon actually, and it's another Marilyn Monroe picture. Yeah, I love Marilyn Monroe. And then also some kissing picture of like when the World War II ends, so that's also one of my favorite pictures. So that's going to go like right here. So when I record now, this is actually going to be my new recording station with the lights and the 2 1940s pictures right here. So it's actually going to look very cool, and I'm going to actually dim the lights and make it all nice and cool looking for the show. So I hope I can get more viewers that way if I have like a cooler background. But so yeah, so I'm trying to redecorate my room. I'll definitely show you guys more pictures while it's progressing and such. But first, before I go on to a different subject, sorry for the loud bang here, but while I was with my grandma, me and my grandma were at Bell's, and I got this cute little saying. It's called, "May you always have love to share, health to spare, and friends to care." And I thought that was a very cute saying. This was actually a very cheap little piece of thing. It's only like $15, which is actually kind of good for something like this. So I'm going to put that up right where my windows are. So because my windows are very close together and I have like a wall up there. So I'm going to put that up there so you can see it when you first walk into my room. So I'm just, again, trying to redecorate my room so I can have some extra, so it looks kind of grown up, like what I mean by that, like more teenagery, I guess, because my room right now, like at the moment, it's like very dull and plain. But anyways, let's get on to a different subject here now. So let's recap of my trip. So all this week I've been on spring break, and tomorrow I have to go back to school. I have to do homework and such, but what can I do? I have to go to school. So tomorrow is school, which is bleh, but anyways, all this week was spring break, and I had a fabulous, fabulous time. I went to Bullhead City with my grandmother because my grandma lives in Bullhead, and it was just me and her who were just goofing around doing stuff, and it was absolutely fun time. But so the first day, I think it was Monday, she picked me up on Monday, and she picked me up like around 5 o'clock, 5:30, because she had to get off from work. But so she drove me to Bullhead where she lives, and that night we just unpacked everything, make sure everything's okay with all my stuff, and we just basically relaxed and ate dinner. And then the next morning, which was Tuesday, we went to some shoe store called Z-Coils. And Z-Coils is some like shoe store because my grandma has very bad feet and she needed to find some new shoes. Which she did find some shoes, but she wants them in a different style because my grandma's kind of like a stylish person, I guess. But she found some shoes, and then we went to Bell's. And Bell's is just like an outlet store. They don't have one here in Vegas. I'm not sure if they have them out where you guys live, I guess. I don't know. You can tell me if you do. But I love Bell's. They didn't really have too many things there because I guess they were just like having a sale or whatever. So that's where I got that picture from, that saying. My grandma also got some iPad stuff because she just got an iPad. And she also got a couple shirts for herself. So we just went to Bell's. We goofed around there. And then we went to where else that day? Trying to remember. We basically just goofed around that day. We just did errands for her. We went to like the post office and stuff, and so we just like run around and did errands the whole day basically on Tuesday. Then on Wednesday morning, it was like maybe like around 10 o'clock or like 11:30 like now, we headed out to Lake Havasu. Now Lake Havasu is a lake. I don't know why they call it a lake. It's because the water is from the Colorado River, but I don't know where they got Lake Havasu from. But we went to Lake Havasu. Lake Havasu is a 2.5-hour drive from Bullhead City, and it's a 4.5-hour drive from Vegas, like right where I live. But we had an absolutely fun time in Lake Havasu. It was absolutely fun. I took a lot of pictures. My grandma had to go to Mesquite first. Now Mesquite is just like right where Lake Havasu is. So, because she had to go to Mesquite because she needed to drop off something for some type of doctor, I guess. So, and what we did was when we first left, me and her were saying, how in the world are we going to get to Lake Havasu if we don't know how to get there? So, thank God I have a GPS on my phone because, I don't know why, because my GPS is absolutely a godsend because, I don't know why, because it took me right to the place, and usually that GPS on my phone doesn't want to work, but this time it actually worked for us, and she tried to plug the address into her phone. Now she has an iPhone. I think iPhones are absolutely fun. They're very like a fun technical device, but my Android phone is a lot more better in finding the place where we needed to go. So, but when we got to Lake Havasu, it was absolutely hot outside. It was like 95 degrees. And so we went to the gas station, we got gas, and we got McDonald's, which I love because I love McDonald's. And we asked the lady, the Chevron lady, I guess, in the gas station, how do we get to the London Bridge? Now, London Bridge, yes, there's one in London, but there's also one in Lake Havasu. And Lake Havasu has London Bridge is because London, they actually took some of the London Bridge down for the actual London Bridge and rebuilt it in Lake Havasu. So we were asking the lady, how in the world are we going to get to London Bridge if we don't know how to get there? And I tried to plug it into my phone, but my phone just couldn't find it for me. So she says, oh, just go down this street, take a left, and it should be there. I'm like, well, okay, that seems pretty easy. But Lake Havasu is all US 95. Now, that's basically a highway. And then me and my grandma basically drove around for an hour and a half with our heads cut off because we could not find the place at all. And then finally, we went back to the gas station. We found this one man who was packing up his dogs and his boat stuff, and we thought that, oh, well, he might be going out to Lake Havasu, like to London Bridge, because he has boats. So we asked him, how do you get to London Bridge? And he says, you just go down some street called, it starts with an S, and I forgot what it's called, but you go down that street, you take a left, and then you just go down another street, you take another left, and it should be right there. Which it was, and he gave fabulous directions, saying it's because me and my grandma were getting kind of cranky because we could not find it at all. So we finally found the bridge. We were finally happy because then we could walk around and do all types of fun stuff. And I did take some pictures, and I'll show you guys. But the London Bridge was absolutely gorgeous. I actually been to Lake Havasu, I think 2 years ago with my cousin, but I didn't really remember it. So this is what the bridge looks like. It can finally load. So again, yes, I did post on Instagram, so this is what it looks like. I thought it was absolutely gorgeous, and then also I stuck my feet in the water. Now my grandma says, oh, I'm not going to stick my feet in the water because I just don't want to, so I went down where there's sand at, and I just stuck my feet in the water, and that water is absolutely freezing. It's always freezing. I don't know why it's even freezing when it's 120 out. But that's what that picture looks like. Those are my feet. But anyways, I absolutely loved that trip. Me and my grandma were totally exhausted afterwards because we walked around for at least 2.5, 3 hours around the whole entire place, because there's like a fountain, they give shops, there's water, there's ice cream shops, there's tons of fun activities there to do. So we walked around for a couple hours, and we just got too tired, too hot, and then we just went back into the car, and we actually lost the car actually because there's 2 parking lots. Well, I think there's 2 parking lots. There's parking lot for one hotel and parking lot where you can just park your car and go and walk around the whole Lake Havasu. So we thought that we parked it in the hotel parking lot. Well, my grandma thought that. I'm like, no, Grandma, we parked it in the parking lot where visitors can come and visit, like Havasu. And she said, oh, no, let's go this way. I'm like, okay, but we're going to get lost. And so that's what happened. So we got lost, and I told her, well, let's go down these big steps, because there's these steps that go up where you can go walk the bridge. And by the way, we did walk the bridge like 3 times. But, so let's go up these stairs, and let's see if we can walk around the bridge and see if we can find the car. So finally, we found the car, and we made it safe and sound. So that was that day. It was actually very busy that day, but it was kind of a stressful day. It was kind of a fun day, and it was a very hot day as well. But I had a lot of fun. So that was it for Wednesday. And then for Thursday, that's the day I came back. But before I came back, my grandma, she lives in a fifth wheel. And we were trying to move it from one park to another park. So, and gosh, that day was so horribly stressful, because I worked my butt off basically that day, because with my grandma, everything with her is work. You have to do all this type of work stuff. But what we had to do to move her trailer is, well, it's not really a trailer, her fifth wheels. We had to unplug the sewer. Like, yeah, by the way, this part of this story is kind of gross, but if you don't want to hear it, you may skip over a few minutes. But anywho, so we had to unplug the sewer pipe from the trailer from the sewer into the ground. Now, that stunk horribly. I got the dry heaves. I did not like the smell at all. I got stuff on my hands. It was horribly gross. It was so gross I wanted to throw up basically. But I helped my grandma because my grandma has a bad back and bad feet and whatever. So I helped her with the sewer. I drained out the sewer pipe. I did all that type of stuff. I put it away. By that time, I smelled. I did not feel good because it stunk so bad. And then I had to unplug the electricity. Now, the electricity was kind of scary because right where her trailer's very old, her fifth wheel, I don't know why I can't say trailer, but her fifth wheel is very old. It's from 1994. And, well, that's like 19 years or something like that. But her fifth wheel is very old, and her electricity is right next to where her water is. And I was like, oh my goodness, I hope I'm not going to get electrocuted because water and electricity makes, like, zaps you or whatever. So I was very scared because I'm like, Lord, please do not let me get electrocuted because I just don't want to get electrocuted. So I unplugged the electricity and the water, and that was kind of easy. I was actually easier than I thought. So yeah, that was kind of an experience. And then the sewer. Now the sewer is actually very gross because we did not have a cap to let anything like stop coming through. So right after all the sewage came, like right after all the sewage problems, there was all this stuff like coming out of the sewer hole. So that was kind of disgusting too. And I was just like, it was so gross. But what can you do if you're trying to move one of those fifth wheels? So then after that, the guy came and put the trailer onto, well, the fifth wheel onto the hitch of his truck. And that was kind of cool because I never really seen that before. Well, I actually seen a person put fifth wheel on a hitch, but I actually had to help the person as well because my grandma couldn't do it, and he needed help too because he was kind of older too. So, and that trailer's so stuck, and I just don't know why, because all the stuff on there, the bolts and everything, they just don't want to move. So I thank God that there is WD-40, because if there wasn't WD-40, I would be totally mad at myself, because WD-40 actually saved my day that day because it helped me with basically everything. So I just used that WD-40 and it helped me move the fifth wheel with that because the guy needed help and stuff. So I got on my hands and knees that day and I basically worked my butt off that day. But we finally moved it into the new trailer, and well, it's a new trailer park, and I was like so happy that we got there. And then we had a lot of troubles backing the fifth wheel into the spot. Now, my grandma was supposed to be moving to spot number 35, but that spot was way too narrow, and the lady who said, "Oh no, it's not too narrow," like the office manager, she says, "No, that's not too narrow, you can fit in there." Now, my grandma's fifth wheel is a 32-footer, which that is very long. So we had so many troubles backing the truck into there. I told a guy, like I directed a guy and everything, I was just thinking to myself, well, what if the guy can let me go into the truck and see if I can do it? Now, I know how to drive. I don't have my license yet, but I know how to drive because I drive on the dirt all the time, and I love driving on the dirt roads, like on the quads and stuff like that. So I was thinking to myself, well, what if I can go in the truck and see if I can back it in there? But I didn't say that because I didn't want to get into trouble or anything. So he finally got into the spot, and that spot was very narrow. And then my grandma's fifth wheel, there's like things inside that you can press a button, and the trailer stretches into like more of a bigger room. So I went inside the trailer, like inside the fifth wheel. I don't know why I'm even calling it a trailer, but I went inside the fifth wheel and I pressed the buttons, and there's a palm tree right where the trailer, right where the fifth wheel like opens up, like widens. So, and the fifth wheel actually hit the palm tree, and my grandma screamed, "Stop, stop, stop!" And I'm like, well, what's the matter? And I came rushing down, and she says, "You hit the tree." I'm like, well, that's not my fault. You are in a narrow space. So after that, me and my grandma were like, we are going to move to a wider space because this is just plain ridiculous. So we finally found some help. I actually found some more help because where she lives, everyone volunteers to help, which is actually very nice. So this one guy named Jim, he came and helped me and my grandma because he knows a lot of things about fifth wheels. So he came and helped me and my grandma with the trailer. He moved it for us into a wider space, and so thank God for him because I don't know what we would do without him. So him and his wife helped us out a lot. They balanced, they leveled the trailer. Now, I don't know anything about leveling a fifth wheel because really I just don't, but I was trying to level it myself, and I was actually very, very heavy and hard. So we got help with him, and he helped us out a lot. So that took about all day to do, but it was kind of an experience for me because I never really done that stuff before. So finally we got all that stuff together, and then about, I think that was like maybe 3 o'clock, 3:30 we got done, and I just told my grandma, can you please take me back to my place, because about that time my grandma says, well, about that day I was ready to go back because I needed to get all my stuff together and just basically have a couple days off to myself. So she finally took me back that evening, like around maybe, again, 4 or 5 o'clock. And so we finally got to Camping World. That Camping World is right on Boulder Highway, and I think it's Boulder Highway and Horizon. Now, those are the streets where I live. And so we finally got there, and we found a new sewer hose, so we can, because where she lives now, because she had a very long sewer hose connecting from her trailer to the sewer. Now it's very short, so she needed to get a shorter sewer hose. So she finally got that. She finally got some other stuff, and so about that time my mom finally came and picked me up. I went home, I ate dinner, I went on the computer, I knit, and then I finally crashed into my bed because I was just horribly exhausted that day. So that was it for my recap of my trip. So I hope you guys enjoyed that, a little bit of my recap of my trip. So yeah, so I had actually an interesting vacation, actually. So yeah, so I actually had a fun time. So yeah, and if you want to share what you did on your Easter break, please do so in the comments or in the Ravelry group on Ravelry. So that's it for that other section of the show. And also, like I told you guys last week, we are going to have a KL for the month of April, and I'm actually very excited about this one. So this KL that we're going to do is called Why I Love Spring KAL. So for this KL, I'm just going to go through what the rules are and such. So the KL is going to start April 1st and it's going to end through April 30th. I think there's 30 days in April, but it's going to start April 1st and the 30th of April. And the rules are what you have to do, and I'm going to read them down on my list. Is you must be a member of the Ravelry group. There is not going to be any chatter in the only photo thread. There's not going to be any chatter there's going to be chatter in the chatter thread. And then what you're going to do is to enter into the KLs, you're going to post a picture of a spring, like something that's spring related, like flowers, birds, weather, etc. And then you're going to knit something out of the picture and those color and the colors of the picture. So for instance, let's say I picked out a picture from Google and it's a bird, and the bird has, let's say, beautiful blues and greens and whites. So what you're going to do is you're going to go on Ravelry and you're going to find any type of pattern. It can be socks, it can be shawls, it can be hats, it can be sweaters, it can be anything, and you're going to knit something out of those colors. And then what you're going to do is, and then how you're going to enter is you're going to post a picture of your inspiration, like say a bird or something in the spring, and you're going to post a picture of your finished object, and you're going to put that in the only photo thread, and then probably the last week of April when I record, I'll draw prizes and such like that. So I'll probably around 3 prizes, and it'll probably be like, I don't know, a project bag. I always do project bags, but I'm going to probably figure out something else this time. So I hope you guys understand of what I'm trying to do here for the month of April for the KL. But if you have, excuse me there. But if you have any questions, please PM me on Ravelry. And I hope you guys all join. Please invite people to join as well. And I also put all the information what I just talked about the KL on the Ravelry group. So that's it for this week's show, and I hope you guys enjoyed. And also, before I go, I'm going to show you guys this book. Now, this is the Mason-Dixon knitting book. My grandma actually works at the library, like I told you 1,000 times, but they were having a book sale there, and she found this book for me, and it was only 25 cents. So I just thought I would share that. So I thought that was an excellent price, and I didn't have this book, and I know this is a very popular book. So that's it for this week's show. I hope you guys enjoyed. By this time next week, I'll have a new setup in the background here, so you'll see that. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, please rate, please comment, please join the Ravelry group, please tell people about the show. And I hope you guys enjoyed. And again, please PM me on Ravelry if you have any questions about the KL or anything else. I hope to see you guys next week for episode 32. And yeah, so take care everyone and have a happy Easter. So bye.